So as you know, James Wilson here again. And as you know, the 2024 election was kind of boring. Harris blew Cruz out of the water, so the Republicans, they kind of have to change course a little bit. And so in 2028, you have Donald Trump's son running with Peyton Manning. And I know that's kind of a dark horse out there, but Peyton Manning really hasn't done much. And he just decides to get into politics. He's a Republican, so he decides to go ahead and throw his hat in there and see what happens. So Peyton Manning beats Trump Jr. And he's going to go against, let's say, AOC. you know, Democrats caved into the Socialist Democrats, and AOC was kind of on a lonesome. You know, you didn't have Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren anymore. They're kind of too old now. It's 2028, so AOC is going to go against Peyton Manning in the presidential election. So let's go ahead and get started with the obvious AOC states. I think Washington would still go with AOC. All these states on the West Coast, you got Hawaii as well, but it's going to be more competitive because, you know, Peyton Manning is not Ted Cruz and is not Donald Trump, so he's not really hated by a lot of people. And a lot of African Americans, especially the men, they might consider voting for Peyton Manning. You know, they don't like the socialism and all that kind of stuff. And Peyton Manning, you know, they respect his play on the field. And, you know, and maybe they figure out could, you know, transfer over to politics. So, you know, it's going to be a little bit more competitive as far as that's concerned. Colorado, New Mexico is actually going to be swing states because Peyton Manning played for the Broncos and they love him up there. So it's not a guarantee win for the Democrats, but you have these states up here, of course, that the Democrats will win, obviously. And then you have New York as well, even though his brother played for the Giants. That's not good enough. Vermont as well. We'll go ahead and vote that way. And New Hampshire. I think New Hampshire would probably end up voting for AOC and Maine at large. And so, you know, you got Maine's second district, but I just don't see it. I think that's more of a Trump deal than anything else. So these are these are the states that the Democrats can win. I still think they'll win Virginia as well. And so I'll move on to the Republican state. These are states that I think Peyton Manning would win. Utah, Idaho, Montana, all these states down here. I think he will win Nebraska's second district, and Kansas is going to go back to the right a little bit. Texas, I think he'll win Texas. Louisiana, Arkansas, he'll win. Democrats will win that. Indiana, obviously. Kentucky, Tennessee, obviously. You know, Louisiana, obviously. Mississippi, Alabama, and South Carolina. And, yeah, so, you know, Colorado will vote Republican because Peyton Manning played for the Broncos, and he'll win by the skin of his teeth at that state, 51-49. Finally, Colorado would vote Republican this time around, and Minnesota, not so much. It's going to go Democrat. And, you know, Florida is going to switch over to Republican. Peyton Manning win that pretty easily. And that goes the same as West Virginia, obviously. Ohio, Peyton Manning will win Ohio and Iowa. And so, you know, looking at a competitive race here, you know, as I said, they respected his play. There may be some things going on with women, like what he did in the past in college and stuff that may have been brought up. But, you know, AOC is a feminist and she's going to bring it up and how bad he is about what he did, blah, blah, blah. But I think at the end of the day, people are going to see right through that, the majority of people. And they like Peyton Manning because he was a winner. So, Georgia, we're swinging back to the Republicans in this situation, and so in North Carolina. So now you're at 257 electoral votes. And these are the really true swing states up here. Could he win? Yes. I think he'll win them all, actually. I think he's going to win New Mexico, Arizona, and Nevada. A lot of Bronco fans down here. And those switch over because he's more of a moderate Republican. And I think he'll win Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. I think he'll win them all. And so, against AOC, this is kind of how I see it playing out with Peyton Manning. And, it's just because of the fact that he's not as controversial as, let's say, Ted Cruz or Donald Trump. So the Republicans will bounce back with him, with Peyton Manning. People think I'm crazy because he's not even talking about running, but it'd be kind of funny if he did run, and if he does run in 2028 and somehow he makes it. Yeah, I want to make this my prediction. So let me know what you think about that. It's like 8 years from now, but it's kind of fun. Just kind of messing around with it. Obviously, the electoral vote should be a little bit different. Also, Peyton Manning's going to win the popular vote. Finally, there's going to be someone that wins the popular vote, and it's going to be a pretty big win as far as the popular vote because, New York, Peyton Manning will lose by 10 to 15 points. It won't be a blowout. In California, maybe 15 to 20, but it's not going to be this massive blowout. He'll get about 40% of the vote out here. So, that's kind of how I feel. Virginia, they only like establishmentarian candidates. So, since he really wasn't much political experience, I don't think Virginia would vote for him, but it'd be fairly close. It'd be a few points. The Democrats would win, but he'll eke out some wins out here. He'll win Florida pretty easily, Georgia fairly easily, North Carolina. So the states that switch over, that flipped from 2024 to 2028, are these states here. Based on the election of 2024. So Peyton Manning flipped 10 states. And he almost won New Hampshire, but AOC took New Hampshire. So that's unfortunate. Like and subscribe to my channel. Any comments would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.